it is not under your vasha. It is not under your control. The control is rested with the Prakriti. The control is rested with the Prakriti. If you understand, then you will say, I will worry about the future rather than this is all. The doll is already given the key. Now I am thinking of what key to give. This key you can't take. The doll has to exhaust all of them. Now you can now work on the next key. You can become look ahead in life. So that's why he says, Kartum nochasi yen mohat karishyasi avashopitat. That work you will do, you have no control. So the will versus disposition question he is answering. He says, your will is only for the future. Your current work is disposition, not will. We think like that. They say the current work is disposition, your future, the next key is in your hands. The current key is given and put on the floor. Now it is going to go. Don't waste your time trying to, disturb it. Now you find out how to give the next key. Which means it's a mental problem than worrying about these issues. That wisdom will come only when we get this framework correct. So he brought these two shlokas there. Then there is a very nice famous shloka. He says, Ishwaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya. So there is so much talk about grace and divine grace and all that. Now if we pick that idea very seriously, then the question is, we have to find out where is the God now. If you want the divine grace, you want to show devotion to God, the question is, which temple should I go? Because a lot of fight in the outside world is only that. Don't go here, this ism is better than that ism. These are all the things you should do. If you do this, you will, you have a passport or a fast track, or this is all is the conversation. They are all actually low level conversations. Because I think that also Krishna has said, Ye etamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmana vartante manushya partha sarvashah. He has already said, whatever way you come, I will. Yad ashnati dad dadami. In some chapter 7 there is a shloka, 9 there is a shloka. Whatever you want, the way you ask, I will give. Yo deva, there is one shloka in chapter 9. Whichever God you actually, worship, I express myself through that God and give what you want. All these he has already said. So the question is, where is this God? Now this trained mind will see the God inside. The God particle is in each one of us. That's what this shloka is saying. It is saying, Ishwaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. And the hrid is not the heart, it is a notional reference. That notional reference is why you say, when I say I put my hand here, whether I am a Brazilian, whether I am an Indian, I am an American, I am a boy or a girl, I am a old man or a young person. Moment I say I put my hand here. I never put my hand here or on my foot. I always say I. Why? That's where the God is there. Notionally, that is what it means. Why did we naturally do that? That's where the God is. That is that Hridaya. That's why in Vedanta the word Hridaya is used to say your hand will go. Whenever you want to find that real I, the real I, you put your hand here. Very, very casually we do without thinking. So that is that Hridaya, not the pathology, not that physical device called which does the lub-dub. It is not that. This heart is not that heart. The heart is when you put your hand somewhere. That is the position. It's only a reference, notional reference. What he says is it is inside. When Veda has said, look at this Narayana Sukta, it says, Antar bahicha tat sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. That's what he says. Outside, inside, everywhere I am pervading. Antar bahischa sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. That's what he says in Taittiriya Upanishad. Second chapter starts with this. Satyam jnanam anandam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman so oshnute sarvan kamaan saha. That's what he says. Second chapter starts. He says Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Brahma is qualified with these. Then he says yo veda, understand that Brahman. Where? Nihitam guhayam. It is in the deepmost cave of yourself. Nihitam guhayam parame vyoman. It is in this vyoma. It is in this universe, this outer universe. So it is both inside, same meaning is coming in Taittiriya Upanishad. He says, Antar yoveda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman is same as saying, Antar bahicha sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. Then what does he says? Saha ashnute. Ashnute is eating. Saha ashnute. So ashnute. Sarvan kamansa, it is consuming everything. That's what the next sentence says. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya. Just like, see, there is a complex machine, right? Moment you connect the machine to the electricity, switch on, it works it's a very complex, it can be a very complicated, sophisticated press. It starts, you'll see it all. It starts from here, the papers are moving all over, a plain sheet comes like a bound book. It's actually for a person who doesn't know any engineering, even for me it is Maya only, because I don't understand what it is. It's all Maya Jal. That's the word he uses, Yantra Rudani Maya. Just like there is something, I latch onto the machine. What latches onto the machine? The power. Without the power, there is no Maya there. It is a dull, dead, inert matter. Moment I switch on, something complicated happens and then something comes out of it. In the same way, I am the electricity for you. I am the electricity for you. I energize and you start dancing. Correct? So when the train goes from here to Bangalore to Chennai, the question is whether the engine is running or the petrol is running. Diesel is running. That's the question. Or the electricity is running. Actually, the electricity is the one which blesses. The electricity blesses, and then the mechanical components start working. Electrical, the motor runs, whatever, and then finally the traction is developed and it runs. So it is foolish to think the engine is running. In common parlance, we will say the engine is running faster. The engine is running faster means there is enough current which is being drawn. Switch off the current, engine will come to a grinding halt. That is what he is saying. So the God is inside. Develop that feeling. Look for that. Ramana Maharishi says, who am I? That thought is exactly that. Slowly, we need to develop that thought, then that grace will come from within. It doesn't have to come from outside. But if you locate the God here, the divinity is here, the divine grace will flow from there. Why should I look around? It will glow. Wherever it flows, it will make meaning inside. So that's why he says, Ishwaraha sarva bhutanam hriddese arjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani maya. I am the energizer. Recognize me there, then you will recognize it. I mean, this is a very, very deep philosophical thought. If you want a deep meaning of that, you have to read what is called Adhyasa Bhasha, which is the preamble for what is called Chatussutri. It's a very complicated psychological piece which explains it in great detail. It's a very deep psychology. But the fact is, there is a God particle inside. And there are different terminologies there. Bahishprajnaha, Antaprajnaha, Prajnaha, Kshetrajnaha. Kshetrajnaha are all part of it. We didn't get into that level of deep understanding, but this is okay for us to, start reflecting on. So he said, then there are a few shlokas. He says, the real wisdom that we get in life is to merge and surrender. Take that refuge, which he already said. The real wisdom that we get is that fourth stage of the mighty river, which started like a Sukshma. Karana became Sukshma and Stula, and then finally it merged. So that a few shlokas, with that he actually concludes the whole thing. He says, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim stanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Therefore, do these two things. What are those two things? As long as we are working, we will karma pale ishwararpana buddhi, karmani ishwararpana buddhi, karma pale prasada buddhi. If we do it, this is what we will do. We surrender ourselves. Let me tell you, surrender, in common parlance, people think only surrender is a sign of weakness. Actually, you can't surrender that easily. I am telling you, it is very difficult. Surrender is not weakness. Try to surrender your wealth and then let us see. Try to give away 1,000 rupees without any thought. Write a check for 10,000 rupees with no thought and give. You have surrendered an epsilon of yourself. Not easy. Surrender is, if you have to surrender, you have to have a very strong individuality, very strong vyaktitva. So don't think this is, out of helplessness, and it's not that. Surrender means it precedes a great deal of character building and that strength to do it. You cannot surrender anything. In fact, that is our biggest problem. We will surrender anything, not our ego also. Impossible. So this is not a way, don't understand surrender as a word as weakness. It is the ultimate show of your strength. That is the ultimate show of your strength. If you can surrender, you have reached the pinnacle of your strength. That's not easy. But he says if you can do it, tam eva sharanam gacha, with sarva bhava, your attitude is all about I want to merge. I want to merge with that one. I want to become that one. I want to merge with that one. So sarva bhavena bharata tameva sharanam gacha, that prasada will work now. Tat prasadat, that Bhagavad Prasada will lift you to the heights which you were actually wanting to go. You didn't know how to reach there. That's why I started by saying we may earn, we may say I want a car, I want a 50-80 farmhouse, I want this, all that. They are all surrogate goals to a larger goal. That goal you will find here. That is what will happen if we can surrender like that. In fact, that is why the Daivam Chatra Panchamam is saying only that. That's why in our regular things, now whenever we start our rituals, we say Mamopata Samasta Durdakshaya Dwara, Narayana Prityartham, Parameshwara Prityartham, something. Why are we saying that? See, we are saying it very mechanically. If we say it with a little bit of engagement of the mind, these are small hooks for you to develop that refuge, develop that surrender buddhi. Arpana buddhi will come only when you say this with a little meaning and understanding this larger picture when we say it. That's why Vishnoha Angriyugalam Smarami. That's how, all Sankalpas will say that. Vishnoha Angriyugalam Smarami. I will remember those lotus feet of Lord Vishnu before I engage into the work. What does it mean? Karmani Ishwararpana buddhi. That is why these rituals are meant for it. That's why you say Nirvignena Parisamaptyartham, Ado Vigneshwara Aradhanam Kari. All these we are doing very mechanically. We are only saying that, you show the grace, let this work happen. The work will happen. You show the grace and I genuinely ask for your grace. That's how all these rituals are. But today, we are very mechanically, doing some of these. But that's how it is. See, after saying all these, you see what he is saying. Itite jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishya. Think about it. Etat aseshena. Thoroughly analyze it for yourself. This society is not a dogmatic society. It does not take guns and say, if you don't fall in line, I will poison you and kill you. That's what happened in 2nd century to a great thinker. Because he didn't agree with the Romans. The current thinking, so he was poisoned. That's the level of tolerance in other societies. In the Greek, it was like that. We were never like that. With so much he said, finally he says, Vimrishya etat aseshena yata ichasi tata kuru. This is too democratic. This is free society here. This is called free society. This is exactly the free society. I mean, sometimes we use it in a very different, wrong manner, but point is, our entire literature is like this. It will put everything on the table and say, as you sow, you prepare the ground, I will keep pouring the grace. If you don't prepare the ground, I will pour the grace. You want to complain, put the blame on me also, it is all your childishness, please keep doing it. One day you will evolve. It's all self-help. This is a self-service model. It's a complete self-service model. That's how it is. So he says, Itite jnanam akyatam. I have told you this jnana. And why he says guhyat guhyataram? It is not something which is available on a book. It is not something you can pick up from the shelf. It is something which is in the deepermost cavity of each one of us. These can only help us locate it by some indirect means. That's why it is guhyat guhyataram. Guhyatamam you should have even said. You should have put a superlative degree. It's a comparative degree. Guhyatara is, comparative degree. If we say tama, it is actually superlative degree in Sanskrit. So he says guhyat guhyataram. Because he is taking two, he is putting a comparative degree here. Of all the secretive, this is secretier than that. Why? Because it is not available anywhere. It's nowhere. But it is everywhere. It's like that. You have to reflect, you have to think, so the journey is always solo. This is the only journey in which no group study is possible. There is no group work is possible. You cannot piggyback on me. You do the work, I take the credit. None of them is possible here. Each one of, not my well-wishers, not my spouse, not my daughter, not my guru, not my son, nobody. They can all tell me. They can facilitate. I have to do. That's why Shastram Nyapakam, Natu Karakam. Shastra can only remind you. All these texts can only show the picture. All these different stories and this entire beautiful literature of Ashtadasha Mahapuranas, two Idihasas, 108 Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, all that can only tell you. It can remind you, oh, all these are there. It cannot catapult you into action. That is your own choice. That's why Shastram Nyapakam Nakarakam. It cannot do. It can only show it. It can only show you, remind you, give you example. It can facilitate the process. That's why Krishna says, all these wisdom I have told you, you thoroughly analyze. So what is the implication here? The implication here is, this journey is a very individual journey. Unless we do Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasa, unless we do our own reflection, unless we do our own small experiments, you can't take what I say, nor I can take what you say, nor I can take what the greatest Swamiji, for whom I have the greatest respect, says. I cannot take it. I can take it with reference and understand it. That's it. But I have to engage in this act. That's why he says, Vimrshya etat asesham, aseshena, without missing out anything, reflect on this idea. I have told you 100 things. 663 is 15. So we are talking of 684 shlokas, 85 shlokas we have conversed out of the 700. In fact, there are 2 more shlokas which are the Charma shlokas actually. If you have to, say everything in 1 or 2 shlokas, we had that culture. So Krishna has also put 2 shlokas with which he has said all of them into 2 shlokas. They are called Charma shlokas. Finally, Charma shloka is the shloka which is written at the end. So if somebody passes away, they write a Charma shloka. In Kalidasa, there is this story, he told the Charma shloka and he died, and all those stories are there. Charma shloka is written at the end. That's the meaning. And here it is, the 2 shlokas. That's why in Mundakopanishad, look at that statement. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha nacha medeya na bahuna shrutena. This Atma is not obtained by pravachana, by lecturing it 1,000 hours or 10,000 hours and all that. Right? Na medeya, not because you had a great actually buddhi. Actually, this is atindriya. The indriyas cannot help you. Please understand, there are 2 things. One is knowledge, another is experience. If you want knowledge, indriyas are very important. Without buddhi, knowledge is not possible. Knowledge is called buddhi vritti. When it manifests in the buddhi, it is called knowledge. For experience, actually these are not required. Experience is beyond all that. Where do you find it? The simple answer to this is, deep sleep is an experience. Absolutely a blissful experience. Nobody on earth say, all of us, for all other things, if you say at 5 o'clock, what did you do? I was in, a commercial street, then I have to ask you and find out what did you do. Because you engaged all your karanas. So I cannot find it out. When you are engaged in karana, each one of us is different. Suppose we say, yesterday night between 10 and 11, what did you do? I had a dream. No, I had to find out from you what is the dream. I cannot find out. I don't know by myself. But if you tell me, yesterday night from 11 o'clock to morning 4 o'clock, I had a deep sleep, I will not ask you a single question. And that's true of you also. Because this is experience beyond indriyas. And all of us have the same experience. And what is the experience? I slept very well, I did not know anything. Everything you can tell only in past tense. Why? Why are you not able to recollect the knowledge? Because in deep sleep, you switched off the buddhi. Deha is gone, Sukshma Sharira is gone, Stula Sharira is gone, you are alone. And since you are alone, you switched off everything. So, for knowledge you need buddhi. For experience you don't need buddhi. This itself is showing me. And because buddhi was not there, I am not able to recollect the experience. In the wakeful state, I will have experience and knowledge because my buddhi is working. So, actually, that's why he says, Mena Medaya. The experience is not getting out of buddhi. Buddhi is only to express it. to express that in some knowledge, either to yourself, to write it up, or to tell somebody, or to archive it somewhere, only you need. So the Meda is now no use for seeing the Atma. Meda can be used for describing the experience if possible. But unfortunately, when you see the Atma, all these faculties are gone. That's why nobody can explain it. It will be very inconsistent. Because the instrument is not there. It's like switching off the camera and doing something in the chamber, and then switching on the camera. How can you explain what happened during when the camera was switched off? You can make some wild guesses, and looking at what is in the room, you can start guessing something. That's why na medaya, na bahuna shrutena. That's what Mundakopanishad says. These are all the last few slokas in Mundakopanishad. It says not this Atma cannot be known by talking about it any number of times, or using your beautiful brain and the best of its abilities and so on, not by hearing also. Because this experience is atindriya. That's why he says, Vimurshya etat aseshana, but this can help. This can help the process, but the final experience, this cannot help. That happens in spite of, these are all not required to do it. So that is why he says, Vimurshya etat aseshana, you thoroughly reflect, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, get yourself convinced and walk into that stage. You will have experience for which you need none of these. Indriyas are not required, Manas is not required, Buddhi is not required, Ahankara is not required, nothing is required. That's what we do every day. God has so beautifully wired this concept into us every day. This is the only reason we should ask, who am I? If this deep sleep was not so good, there are two conditions here. Deep sleep is so ultimate. So you wake up with a lot of energy. All your tiredness will be taken away and you are nothing but energy when you get up after 3 hours of sleep. Deep sleep is nothing but bliss. Deep sleep is something which I do not know. I can only approximately talk in past tense. God wired these two into human beings only to force us to ask, who am I? Only because of this we have to ask, this should disturb us. You say, every day I am going through it, what is this? That we should get disturbed. This is a design thing that God has created in us. That's why all these Upanishads are saying that. So Krishna wants to give a final message. He says, Sarva Guhyatamam. Here he has used Guhyatamam. There he used in a comparative usage, so Guhyat, Guhyatara he said. Here he has said Guhyatama. Because there is no comparative here, so superlative degree. Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuyaha Shrunu Me Paramam Vachaha Ishtaha Asi Me Dridhamiti Tato Vakshyami Te Hitam. He says, Bhuyaha, once again. Shrunu, here. I will tell you once again. So he's not going to tell all the 685 shlokas now. In a nutshell he is going to say. So, Paramam Vachaha, that final ultimate sentence I will tell, hear from me, is what he says. And it is the secret of the secret, because you have to find it for you. Even after my saying, you will have to find out. That's why it is secret. Now, why am I saying it? Because Me Ishtaha Asi, you are very close to me. Me Ishtaha Asi Dridam. I like you so much. I have an unwavering liking for you. That's what he says. That's why I will tell you something for your hitam, not for your priyam. Hita is different. We already saw, the Sattva Sukha, Rajo Sukha, and just now we saw Arambe, Visham, Antime, all that is for Sattvika. So a hitam is Sattvik Sukha. Whereas a priyam may be a Rajasik or a Tamasic Sukha. We saw 3 types of Sukha. It is hitam. It is not priyam. In this great discussion in Kathopanishad, Shreyas and Preyas. The entire discussion in Kathopanishad is on Shreyas and Preyas. Right? Shreyas is, good. Preyas is pleasant. Pleasant need not be good. Good need not be pleasant. There is no strict condition. Shreyas and Preyas are good and pleasant. By putting both of them away, it is implicitly told, good need not be always pleasant and pleasant need not be always good. So that's what it is. So he says that is what it is, that I will tell you. And why is he saying, I am telling you again, why is he saying? Because he surrendered in the 9th shloka of chapter 2 itself. That surrender that he is talking about, Arjuna did. Although he was asking questions and so on, what did he say? Karpanya dosha apahrita swabhavaha. I am taken away by this Kripana Buddhi. I am feeling very things which I ought not to be thinking. The Kripana Buddhi has overtaken me. Karpanya dosha. So Karpanya doshat apahrita swabhavaha prichami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha. My mind is completely deluded with wrong understanding of dharma. It looks like it is very confused now. Because so many thoughts are wavering in me. Dharma sammuda chetas. Yat shreyaha syat nischitam bruhi. He said, Shadimam prapannam. He did prapati. He said, I surrender unto you. He did prapati. I am totally surrendering unto you. And that is why Krishna says, I like you the most. That is why he is saying it. He is saying, I like you the most because you have totally surrendered unto me. That's what you said. So let me tell it in a nutshell. That we will, I think, see it in the next class. It's 7:30. We'll stop here. Next class we will wind up. We'll see the Charma Shlokas, and there are a few Shlokas. With that we will wind up in the next class. Yeah? Yeah, so after that we will do that. So we will stop here, and I just want to say something. I'll save this before it gets misbehaves. Let me